Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another Tuesday night chat with the Muskrat. Tonight, we got Eric Jacobs joining us. I actually got to spend quite a bit of time with Eric today. We met up for the first time and did some fishing on Hoover, and we'll circle back to that here in just a minute. So, Eric, thanks for joining us. I'm going to kick off the show like we all like to do, and throw some hellos out there real quick. So try to start at the top. Chat was going so fast, I don't know if I even got to the top. Minnow Dunkers was in the house. Ernie Brown and Chrissy Brown. I actually had the pleasure of meeting both of them this week. We'll talk about that as well. Zach and Skip are completing the circle for the River Warriors. So we are in the house and in effect. Stonefly 71. Chris was Sime Action Outdoors. My brother, Creole Catfishing. Jeremy tuning in from Louisiana. Let's see. Chat was moving so fast. Mike Irvin's in the house. Mike Kaufman's in the house. Mike, and Mike. Here we go. Fishing with the Chad. My little buddy from Kentucky. We're due for a trip. I got to get this boat squared away. It's about to drive me crazy. Dale Hellslip's in the house. Let's see. Who else we got? Hang on. I was trying to tune in on Facebook, too, so I can keep up with everybody over there. Mike Sampson's in the house. Sampy, what's going on? Looks like Betty Cross is joining. I'm sure Brandon's probably watching on the TV. That's how I like to watch my YouTube. I throw it on the big screen and sit back. Let's see who else we got. I don't want to miss anybody. Two Stans, my buddy, my brother. Stan's in the house. Thanks for joining in. Papaw Ed. Get on down the road. Papaw Ed's in the house. There was a lot of chat going on before we got started. Uncle Lou's in the house. We actually got to try out the Uncle Lou planer boards today on Hoover Reservoir. Stick around for my official review. Skip, don't tell Roger Zach, but you're one of my three. Hey! Man, coming in faster here. Mike Greenwell's in the house. Mike just had a awesome premiere video. Young man catching his first 60-pounder, and it was a tank. And it was an exciting video. If you didn't get a chance to check it out, check out Mike Greenwell's video he just put out. It's a short video, but it's action-packed. My buddy Rusty Moorfield tuning in. Thanks, brother, for coming in. Appreciate it. Facebook. I'm trying to get my daggone Facebook to show me what's going on here. But I am not smart enough to run my own stuff. How bad is that? So, I'll see if I okay, I don't see it over there. Anyway, I'm sorry, guys. Matthew Baker's in the house. Matthew, we's up on Hoover today. We was thinking about you. We told some stories about getting knocked over trying to get to rods. But, well, you're due for a trip. We got the Muskrat up there today. The big motor's not running, so the kicker motor ran just fine. So the boat was still worthy. Brandon from Catfish and Dreams in the house. And Fins and Fines. Bob, what's going on, buddy? Appreciate you tuning in. I think we just about got everybody in here. We've got 34 in chat. We've got a couple other live streams going right now, which is going to probably bring the number down a little bit. And ain't nobody to blame because Chunky Cats is live. You got 215 folks over there. That's a good show. And DMV Whisker King is also live right now. He's got about 60 folks in there. And Smackdown Fishing. Smackdown Catfishing is live right now. Looks like they've got 10 folks in chat. So we're spread out a little bit. That's okay. That's all right. There's enough to go around. Oh, Janice is in the house. She must be having a really busy night at work. She must be. I've been dropping the ball here at the house. I've been all worried about my boat and worried about fishing. I'm about to get in a doghouse over here, so I got to straighten up. But first of all, Eric, why don't you kind of introduce yourself to everybody? Tell everybody like what your gig is. What are you into? What do you like to do?
Catfishing, just like everybody else in chat. So pretty much the river I fish is, a lot of people probably call it creek. It is pretty small, but I grew up around it, fished it my whole life. Love it. Love the river. There's big flathead is usually what I target. So I started, I couldn't even tell you, probably before I could walk. My family was always big into taking boat rides here or there, setting bank lines, doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We actually used to sell turtles, catch them right out of the river, sell them to people. Same thing with muskrats. We used to go to people's ponds, catch their muskrats, snapping turtles, and they would give you a couple bucks just to get them out of there. So I've always grew up around the water, and there was always something about the catfish that drew me to them. When I was young, everybody knows about, Jimmy Houston, Bill Dan. I would watch them, but I was always waiting for, them to go catfishing. For some reason, there was, in fishermen. When in fishermen came on with them, I loved it. Just, it was a different species, different than bass, different than what anybody else was targeting.
Yeah. Yeah, I was the same way.
It's grown, it's grown a lot. The way the catfish industry is nowadays, it has grown tremendously. I just remember you couldn't find, hooks or rods or reels, that were for catfish. And now the industry has just blown up so big that's there is so many choices out there. It's hard to decide.
Yeah. Kind of explain what kind of river you're fishing so people understand you're fishing a small river.
Yeah, so it's the Cider River in Central Ohio. Most places runs 7 foot. I mean, if you find a 7 foot hole up where I'm at, that's a deep hole. You can cast across it. I mean, that's how small this river is. Current, it fluctuates a lot as far as the depth. Most of it's really shallow, but then you can run into holes that are 15, 20 foot. And when you find holes like that, it's something. You don't see many. It is. Sorry, I was trying to catch up on chat here.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, it is. I mean, a lot of trash, a lot of structure as far as log jams. The old canal went through here, the old Erie Canal. It goes through Circleville, Chillicothe, pretty much the area I fish.
Right.
So structure from those old places is really, really great place to fish.
So how did you so what did you do? How did you start fishing it?
I would ride my bicycle. I would be 7, 8 years old. My uncle actually owned Boyer's Bait Shop in Circleville. So I would get me a dozen night crawlers. I would take my Zepco 33 and ride my bicycle to the river. I mean, that's what I did.
And so you started fishing from the bank, and you continued to fish from the bank for quite a while, right?
Yeah, I fished from the bank a long time. Just a simple fact of it's hard to take a boat on this river just because it's so shallow and it changes every year and it is so predictable.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get a boat on this water.
Yep.
And then that's where the kayaks came in.
So that how long ago did you switch over to a kayak?
It was just last year.
Last year.
So I had an old low boat that was a 1760 jet motors 40. It would travel good on the water, but the water's so small, I feel like the motor noise really, disturbed the fish.
Yeah.
So, I ran into a guy that lived, not too far from me. He actually started kayakers, and I was putting in my boat, and he was in a, and I'm like, man, that's pretty cool. That's a smart way to attack this body of water.
Yeah.
So I got to talking to him, and I got to talk to some of his buddies, and next thing you know, boat's gone, and now I got a kayak.
So there's some local guys in here. Tommy Long's in here. I see Brandon's also talking about it. What stretch of the Cider River do you fish for these local guys?
It pretty much from 762. I've been up to 665, and it gets really shallow. As long as you guys know the area. And I'll go down to Chillicothe to 3 Locks Road, just below Chillicothe. That's about, it's a pretty good stretch of river. It really is.
Yeah, that's a lot of river.
It is a lot of river. But I tell you one thing, it's really helped out is Google Earth. It saves you from walking or trying to paddle a lot.
Is this who he was talking about, Josh Snyder?
Yep, absolutely.
He said, first time I met Eric.
Yep, first time I met him.
Thank Josh for tuning in.
Absolutely, buddy. It's good to hear from you.
He said you was fished all night. You caught 35.
Yep. Over
while he was busy striking out.
Yeah, it's you know how it goes. It's fishing. That's the way it is. Luckily, I covered a lot more ground than he did that night just because I was on that boat. But it took me until 3 o'clock in the morning to catch that fish, and that was the only fish I caught.
Justin wants to know if you sang for Helgermite.
Yes, I have. Mostly Deer Creek. Don't do a lot in the Scioto. It seems like Deer Creek has a lot more riffles, and it's a lot cleaner water. I do really good for you local guys.
We got a lot of locals in here. I love it, man. Nothing wrong with everyone across the country, but I'm looking down through chat and I'm seeing all these folks that are local that heck, half of them I fished with, and the other half I plan on fishing with.
Yeah. And it's a great time.
Betty wants to know, is the only public launch there at Yaktangi, close to Chillicothe?
Where is it? Chillicothe?
Is that the only in the Yaktangi Park there? Is that the only public boat ramp around there?
Yes. A lot of times what I'll do is there is it's called Kinnikinnick. You local guys know. And they have access to the river there. So if you put in at Kinnikinnick, you can fish down to Yaktangi Park there, which really makes it nice.
That's awesome.
It's a good stretch of water down through there. A lot of people don't fish it. It's very overlooked just because of accessibility.
Chad, I have some explaining to do. I'm circle back to that. On his anyway. We did get a few more folks jumping in, so I'll run through and say hi real quick. Mark from Catfish and Crappies in the house. Kevin, long time no see, from K&B Anglers. Fishing with a Squirrel. Kevin with Palmetto Cats is in the house. Mike Greenwell. I thought I saw a couple more. Reef Robbers in the house. Make sure I try to say hi to everybody. Buckeye, buddy Jim is in the house. Got a lot of Ohio in the house here, and I love it.
I do too.
Thomas Littlepage, I can't remember if I said your name earlier, but you're worth saying twice. We'll say it again. Whiskers and Stripes, hanging out in the house. So guys, I reached out to Eric. Eric knows his stuff, and he's put a lot of time in on the river. And like I said, he spent many years bank fishing. He just switched over to kayak fishing. And you're actually already in the tournament circuit now, right? You're fishing against Justin Johnson and Kayak Mike and Ryan Bortz and all these guys we know. And you're right in there with them, doling it out 1 year in with a kayak.
Because I target mostly flatheads, you know, so the blues, they're tearing them up right now. But come flathead season, I am right there with those guys. That's awesome. That is my fish. I love flatheads.
So for any of you guys that have any questions, you know, whether it's bank gear style or kayak questions and whatnot, Eric's got a lot of knowledge. So I said in the beginning, we went out to Hoover Reservoir today. Cat Yackers is in here. What'd they say? You still hold last year's big fish?
Yeah. Yep. I still the 59-pound. It wasn't 60. I still haven't broke 60 yet. So it was a 59-pound flathead out of the Ohio last year on my kayak, and it is still. My board was 48 inches, and it was. I would say it was probably a 50-inch, maybe a 51-inch flathead.
No kidding.
Yeah, it was a monster. It really was.
Ricky Creation jumped in. Thanks for stopping in. Paula Smith's in the house. Paula, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you stopping in with us. Aaron Grubb, hooks and hammocks. All right. So 59-pound PB and holding the record for the Cat Yackers. And you did that. You did that out of the kayak?
Yeah, it was out of the kayak. And
tell us about that.
That was a good time. Really was. I've caught fish out of the bank, out of a boat, and getting down and personal with them out of a kayak is, I mean, it is something else. It really is. You're getting up close and personal with those fish.
Yeah, and for the most part, you suspend over the fish, right?
When I caught that fish, I did. It was a weird situation. So we went up and down this river channel. We do a lot of camping, so I was staying at Shady Springs Campground and had a boat ramp. I said, perfect. You know, that's what I want. So we go put in, marked a little bit of structure, a lot of bait on the bank. So I just cut him off. I got between the bait and the structure. And come night, he was going up the shallows to feed, and luckily he picked my piece of bait first. I mean, that's, you know, there's some luck involved, and skill. It all depends.
We like to lean on the skill side.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want to leave anything to luck.
Right. Right. So, well, I mean, that's the whole thing is I figured, you know, the fish, the structure was about in 40 foot of water. So I got in 20 foot, casted a line in 30 foot, casted a line in 10 foot, and dropped a line right underneath of me. And it just so happened the line right underneath of me is where he was going.
So, so what kind of rods do you prefer in the kayak? Because I know that a lot of guys struggle to find, you know, different style rods for kayak fishing.
So it's 6 foot slime cats. Love them.
6 foot slime cats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great rods. Right now, the only thing I can find is what they make is an extra medium head. I wish I could get something with a little softer tip. But you know, beggars can't be choosers. But the funny thing is my PB I landed down the Ohio was off a 10-year-old sturdy stick made by Ugly Stick spinning rod with 4 eyes. You know,
Holy cow.
Sometimes that's the way it goes.
Right there. Stan says it best. Skill, knowledge, and time on the water creates your own luck.
Absolutely. I agree. Time on the water, you cannot beat time on the water. You really can't.
And from the sounds of things, meeting you today, it sounds like you like to fish just about as much as me and any of the rest of the guys in here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's about time, guys. You know, I know you guys down south. You know, your water temperature is a little warmer than ours, but it is about go time around here.
That's all right. So we'll back up a little bit. We'll talk about our fishing today. Today we got out to Hoover and the water temperature was 38 degrees. We did a little scanning and scouting and we found some fish. And we anchored up on the fish, didn't get a bite. And where we were sitting was pretty hot. We were sitting right on top of a ledge that dropped right off into a channel. We had baits up on the flat. We had baits down on the ledge. We had baits down in the channel. No takers. Well, I actually think you might have got a bite or two, I think.
Maybe a bite.
Maybe. We were fighting the wind. You know, it's hard to spot lock or anchor even on a lake with one anchor. I didn't think to grab the second anchor. I'm a river fisherman. I just didn't think about it. So we abandoned. How long did we stay on anchor? You said 40 minutes?
About 45 minutes. I thought we was going to stay a little longer because of the water temperature, but you and Skip were you guys were itching to start dragging baits. I think as soon as we put anchor out. Yeah.
It just didn't feel like. It didn't feel like. Well, Dale Hayslip, said he was at Hoover today. I went to Hoover today. Didn't get a bite either. We got bit.
Yeah.
We actually. I was getting to it, but we caught some fish today and we started dragging. Now I was only dragging 0.3. We ran down to the opposite end of the lake and was dragging into the wind because otherwise we were getting pushed all around. When you're dragging at 0.3, for those of you that drag baits, 0.3 is very difficult. The wind will mess you up. Your boards do not want to plane out. And that's where we'll talk about Uncle Lou's boards.
Amazing. Yes.
So I've been telling you guys for the last few weeks that I had these boards that Lee Reed made me, and that all I could tell you about the boards was that the quality was very good. I like the way they look, and I like the way they feel. The foam is awesome. They got a good solid feel to them. But today we tested them, and I love them. I have another set of planer boards. Well, they're spread and planer boards. All right. So I have another set of planer boards, which I like. They're built like tanks. They're very tough planer boards, but they're a little heavy and they're a little slow to plane out. At 0.3, a lot of boards don't want to plane out. The Uncle Lou's board planed straight out to the side as if we were running 0.7, 0.8. We had to make those the farthest ones out because they would go that far. The other ones wouldn't even go that far. Somebody, Ryan asked if I could show the board again. This one here is pink. This one's mine. Can't have this one. He said, do you mind pink? I said, man, I'll rock pink. I don't care. Send it. So it's got the clip on the bottom. It's got the arm that sticks out here on the side. It's got your clip on the side of it there. It's got a little bit of a lip before the foam, and I don't know if that helps with the planing or not. But I can tell you these guys ride very, very high in the water. I'm telling you, the water was probably about here. This board was very, very visible out of the water, which was very surprising. The other boards, the spread and planer boards, they rode about right here. And that's a fact, Jack. These are good boards, and when we sent me these, I told him I'd give him an honest evaluation once I got to use them, and I'm very pleased and happy to say that these bad boys are nice. They do work very well, and I seen somebody put the link up there already. So thank you for that. But if you guys want to get with Uncle Lou and get you up some very nice planer boards, I will now officially back them with 100%. I like them a lot. So thank you, Lee Reed, for the opportunity to test them out and put them up through the paces. And I'm looking forward to a whole bunch of dragon trips. But let's see right here. I think I missed. Yeah. They're affordable.
Yeah. I seen Paul.
Uncle Lou says I was nervous. Now, if it was bad, I would have called you and just told you. I wouldn't do that to you. Not here. But they were very good. Skip was with us on the boat today, so me and Skip were tagged along with Eric, or Eric tagged along with us on the Muskrat, however you want to word it. But just like Skip has used several different boards, I've used several different boards, and we really liked them. So I wanted to put that out there because I know a couple of folks messaged me privately and asked me what I really thought about the boards, and my answer was I didn't have an answer because I hadn't used them. I told you, same as I said here, they look good, they feel good, but I don't know how well they work. I don't do Facebook. Get a hold of Roger and get my number. Yeah, I'm not sure who you're talking to, Justin, but I can help you guys out with that. Put you guys in contact with each other. Sounds like Matt Baker, the knife maker.
And let me tell you, I am not a lake guy. I'm not. So I'm trying to learn how to do lakes, and I learned a lot fishing with these two today. It was a great experience, really was.
I appreciate that.
Their boards was for walleye, never. So it was a great experience, it really was.
Yeah, we enjoyed ourselves. There was a lot of banter on the boat today. We had a lot of fun. We laughed all day. We caught some fish. I think we only ended up with 4 fish today.
Yeah, I watched people catch fish today. It was good.
So Eric's just not used to this whole dragon thing. And how many feet back was that rod when it went down?
325.
325 feet back. Now, let me tell you something. There's a lot of stretch in slime line at 325 feet.
Yes, there is.
We told him there was a fish on. He reeled down on it. He said, I don't think it's there. He put the rod back in the rod holder. That fish hung out for half an hour, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
At least. Then we decided we was going to move and reel him in. I reeled it in, and there was a daggone fish on it, and it was a chunk, a Bluecat. It was a nice Bluecat.
Good blue.
And he just been hanging out back here the whole time, hooked. And I think the same thing happened on one of Skip's rod. Actually, it might have been your rod.
It was. Yeah.
Skip ended up reeling in. But that was a little channel cat. That guy, I can understand not knowing that guy was there.
Yeah, that poor fish. He got drugged for an hour and a half, I think. Yeah, right.
Right there. Stan feels the same way I do. Talking to Lee Reed for some time, kissing him, true friend. Can't wait to hopefully get to fish with him. Yeah, he's a stand-up guy. I'd be happy to get to shake his hand and get in the boat with him, and I'm sure we'd have a blast. Drifting and trolling about 90% of the time. So we've covered your kayak rods and reels. What do you prefer on the bank?
Same thing.
Do you like a shorter rod on the bank?
Rod. I don't have to cast far. The river is probably 75 yards. It's not long. It's not far across. So I like the shorter rods just because the trees, there's so much growth along the banks that trying to cast a 10-foot or an 8-foot, I know a lot of bank fishermen like the longer rods, but it's not necessary here. So
right.
With a 6-foot rod, I can put it wherever I need to.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was wondering, because a lot of bank guys prefer a surf rod or something to really get their bait out there. Although we all know a lot of the catfish are closer to the bank.
Right.
It goes back to that, guys on the bank throw out as far as they can, and guys on the boats go close to the bank.
And
I kind of wondered what you would prefer as far as rod length.
I mean, as far as like if you're bank fishing, you don't know the depth of the water. Learning to read a river helps tremendously. But if you take your bait and you drop it off the edge of the bait or bank, and you're fishing a river like I am, and it's 5-6 foot deep, throw that rod 5-6 foot off the bank. There's really no reason to try to throw out in the main channel in the current seam. Those fish will be right there on the bank, and they'll surprise you a lot of times.
Yeah. So let's talk about bait then. What's your favorite bait to get to fish the river, and how do you go about getting it?
Drumhead. Favorite bait, sheephead, drumhead, all depending on where you're at, what you call it, freshwater drum. That is my favorite bait. And
Really?
It's the head section. For some reason, the heads, I've tried body pieces, I've tried to cut them different, but I mean, it's just something about those heads they love. And I mean, that's one thing. I mean, every trip I take, I'll have a dozen night crawlers with me. Just a simple fact that I'm going to try to catch fresh bait and cut it right now. Throw it on a hook and get it out as soon as possible.
So you're bait fishing the whole time you're catfishing.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. That's what makes it tough in Ohio, because you're allowed 2 rods. So
yeah,
I will have one rod out, with, bluegill or something. And before it's prime time, if it's 5-6 o'clock, I'll throw a line out with nightcrawler and just hope white bass. I mean, white bass is a great bait. But drum is by far my favorite bait.
Tommy Long says he'll get you some big gold drums up at Sandusky Bay.
Hey, bring them, buddy. I'll take every one of them.
Take them all. Yeah, we had some leftover bait today, and Eric went right home and vacuum sealed them up.
Yep, they're all sealed in the freezer, buddy.
We didn't want to waste them, did we?
No, heck no.
That's my favorite bait as well, says Thomas Littlepage.
Yeah, it's I don't know what it is. I mean, it's funny. I mean, people probably think I'm crazy, but if I cut something open, I smell it. I just want to know what it does smell like. And a drum is a lot like a shad, as far as the smell. But it's got a little different odor to it. I don't know. Them flatheads just seem to love them, though. They really do.
Well, did they taste any different than shad?
I don't know. Haven't tasted one. For shad yet.
So Stan wanted to know if you had a YouTube page or a Facebook page.
Yeah, Facebook, just Eric Jacobs. YouTube, not yet. I've been looking at starting a page. And honestly, what's stopping me at this point is a good name. I mean, really, all the good names are taken.
No, they're not.
You guys are killing.
No, they're not. To me, the name, I like a name that has some meaning behind it.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Whether, it's got a story behind it. So actually, Tommy's got minnow dunkers here, and we talked on the phone last week, and he told me how he got that name, and it is hilarious. Right. And awesome for that name. And you could use your name, Adventures of Eric Jacobs, or you could come up with, something else. But
maybe Drumhead or Sheephead or,
Holy Sheephead.
Sheephead Adventures,
There you go. Stink Town catfishing.
That's good.
Hey, all you gotta do is put a poll up or make a post on Facebook about YouTube names or in one of these, and and boom, you'd be surprised what you get. Hey, you know what? I like to look at boat names.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like license plates. People get really clever on the boat names.
Yeah, they do.
And I actually screenshotted a bunch of them one time. I might still have them. I might shoot them to you. I'm not sure if all of them are PG or not.
Yeah, I'm trying to read chat. If you guys see me looking down, I'm trying to keep up in chat. But you guys are pretty quick.
Once I saw fishing with the squirrel was taken, I knew I was never going to make it. See, I'm not sure. I think I missed part of the conversation here, but we got Derek, Ohio Catfish Chasers, in the house. So he would like to know that we were dragging Hoover today in 38-degree water. Now, of course, you guys got to understand that the surface temperature is 38 degrees. It is not 38 degrees down there in 25 feet. And but we marked most of our fish today between, I'd say, I don't know, 15 to 17, 15 to 20.
Yeah.
We marked some up in the 12-foot area, but most of the fish, because we really expected the fish to be on the flats. We knew early in the morning that the fish would probably be holding off to the ledges and deeper water next to the flats, and expected when the sun came out, the fish to move up on the flats to begin feeding, to follow the shad. So that wasn't the case. We continued to scan, and we continuously marked fish, down in that deeper water, 20 foot or less, between, I say 12 and 20 to be a big range, but there was quite a few other people out fishing today. It sounds like a couple didn't do so hot, but makes me feel good that we was able to pull in four today, doing some dragging.
Yeah, it was. Hey, we got fish.
Yeah. Well, and we missed just as many as we caught.
Yeah, we did. And most of them were off the long lines right off the back. Don't know why.
March 20th is the first tourney on Hoover. I got a tournament on the Ohio River on March 20th. We're fishing the River Rat something, I think. I'm not sure who runs it. I'm not sure who runs it, but me and Zach and Skip are going to be down there fishing that tournament. Excuse me. Lynn Leaper's in the house. Dan with Green Machine, you might know him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I definitely know Green Machine. Great guy. me and him. He knows once I start getting on the flatheads, I'm coming for him.
There you go.
It is definitely coming. He's got the big blues, but them flatheads, they're better in length.
There you go. So Derek says he's fishing the Rocky tournament on the 27th. Depends if I can get my boat done by then. I'd like to come down and join you guys. I don't plan on winning, but I think it'd be fun to hang out with you guys. Do a little fishing. Let's see. Good luck, Roger, out of Brush Creek. Yeah, that tournament's kicking off out of Brush Creek. I don't know nothing about Brush Creek area. We were going to go do some pre-fishing this weekend, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure we're going to make it. There's some life events going on that might prevent us from making it this weekend, but we'll see. We'll fish either way. Find the fish, catch the fish.
That's right.
That's what it's all about. Rocky was Ohio Catfish Chasers way back. Yeah, this guy took that name, didn't he? Got my part over. Hey, I seen that you ordered your power pack. Did you test the power pack, or are you just throwing a $200 part on and hoping it works? I'm hoping you've got it tested or something. I'm not sure how to test a power pack just yet, but I still can't figure out my machine. It's a hot mess, but let's see. I got some other stuff to talk about.
Well, I see who joined a kayak.
What's that?
3. Okay. I just seen somebody else in chat joined the kayak tournaments.
Oh, okay.
Fishing. So Stan 3 has joined the kayak tourneys. Is he going through kayak and catch? I hope.
I believe so. He's fishing with Dan and them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's the same group, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So a couple things over the weekend. I really enjoyed last night's show. I didn't stick it out to the very end because I was getting up super early, but I lasted about an hour in on catfish and crappie last night. Had Russell Marine talking about electronics and taking a lot of questions. And so that was a great episode. Mike Greenwell on Saturday night had Mark Blavelt on the show, and he is a whole bunch of experience and knowledge. That was a very good show put on by Mike Greenwell on Saturday. Local news, Alabama, Doc Lang put 270s in the boat this week.
Wow.
That dude is something else. That dude is something else. He's a goat. And he's a friend, and that's awesome, man. I'm so happy for him and his adventure down there in Alabama. I can't wait to get down there and to visit him again. But wow, he's racking up the big fish, and I'm telling you, I talked with Doc Lang last week on the phone, and he was catching giant blues in 2 to 3 foot of water. So,
wow. Global transmission parts. Yes, I remember fishing in Muskingum on my bachelor party.
During your bachelor party?
That was my bachelor party.
Fishing the Muskingum.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My man.
Yeah. Going fishing. Hey, the wife let me go for a weekend. I'm going fishing, buddy.
Doctor was with us catfishing when it wasn't cool. Well, here, Tommy, you might know a couple of these guests coming up. So next week, guest will have Carl Morris Jr. Carl Morris Jr. is another Ohio native that has making it big time in the catfish industry. The dude has tons of accolades, championships and Angler of the Year. I think Cabela's Angler of the Year 4 years in a row. So just fantastic angler, and does a very good job with the presentation. And so I've got him on the show next week. The week after that, I'm going to have Bank Fox and Janet Fox. If you guys haven't heard about them, another Ohio team that does a fantastic job out in the tournament world. They do a bunch of fun fishing. They travel, husband and wife team that get it done. And, you guys know that, I fish with my wife, and there's a lot of couples in the house. Betty and Brandon's in here. I don't know right off the top of my head scrolling up, but I figured it'd be a great opportunity to get established anglers in that house. But so Big Fox, he goes back to the Doc Lang, Chris Souders, Tommy Long. These guys all used to run and fish together. A lot of experience and a lot of knowledge. So next couple of weeks, I've got some more stellar guests to keep us going. Bank and Janet live 2 miles from me on the other side of Rupert. There you go. So Tommy knows Bank and Janet real well, and they are good. They are good folks. 58 pound a day by Doc. That's over 200 pounds of fish this week, and it's only Tuesday. Yeah, when you're catching 50s and 70s, they don't take long to rack up some numbers. Ohio Hills OGs. There you go. If I thought Willie Smith would get on here, I'd have him on here, but I don't think he'll accept my invite. Willie Smith's another great one. He's a pretty quiet guy, but man, he'll forget more by the time he lays down tonight than I'll ever know, I imagine.
Yes, I am, Palmetto.
What's that?
Tropical paradise.
Yeah, I see somebody comment early on, but you were talking, so I don't want to interrupt you. But he's like, why is he on a beach talking about catfish?
Why not? I mean, where better to be than on a beach?
There you go. So if you guys are wondering what's going on here behind me, I mentioned it in the other mode, it takes up more of the screen. In this mode, it doesn't look like it's taking up much. But so I started this board back here of, logos, companies. I had some decals laying around. And Chad asked, where's my logo? And I am not sure. I am missing an envelope with my Lyle Stokes, all my sizes. So my 10, 20, 30, I think that's all I had, 10, 20, and 30 pound club, the CPR sticker, the Fishing with the Chad sticker, they're all in one envelope, and we cannot find the envelope. I'm going to blame it on Janice. I'm going to say she threw it away thinking it was junk mail or something, because we get a lot of that. But I have been turning the place upside down trying to find it. So I will find it, hopefully, or I'm going to have to break down and buy some. But I'm more than happy to anybody that has a channel or a logo or a decal or whatever. I thought this would be kind of fun to support all the folks out there. I love stickers and decals, and and if anybody wants mine, just let me know. But if you guys want one up on the board, just send a sticker. I try to put my description for I try to put my description for my address, and I'm not monetized, so I do put the PayPal account for the Muskrat Adventures page up in there. So I actually, we get some. I didn't throw your decal away. It's here somewhere. Dang it. I didn't expect to get called out. So anyway, all that information is in the description. I try to load up the description with information and stuff, not only about the guests, about the channel and all that. So, we'll try to get this board filled up. I've got a couple more laying here already, and as soon as I find my package from Lyle, it'll take up some room. Uncle Lou said, I'll send you one. Heck yeah, buddy. I'll put it up there. I'm digging my Uncle Lou stuff.
Yeah. I think I'm going to get a couple planer boards just to try on the kayak, honestly.
Yep. Yeah. So, we was pretty happy putting them to the test and making them work and getting it done out there today. So, we had a ton of fun. The fish, we did see some shad keel up there. There was a little bit of ice still on the lake. A lot of times when that shad keel is thick, these fish will start feeding up on the dead shad that's everywhere. So it's kind of hard to compete with when there's bait everywhere. Dead bait, easy for them to eat. The couple blues we caught today. How big was that boy's stomach?
Oh, he was fat. He's been eating good.
He was fat. I mean, he was stuffed. And so for the most part, we were running real small baits today because, I try to keep up with these because I like to support all the channels that I can. I'm only 950 away from 1,000. Where are we at today? Oh, we got a Zebco 808. We're sitting at 808 subs on a Tuesday night. So thank you guys all for checking us out and subscribing. Please hit the like button on the video, bell notification to help you when you go live.
That was my wife's first Valentine present.
What?
0808 on a Berkeley glow stick.
And 808 was her first Valentine's Day present?
Yeah.
Nothing says love like an 808.
It doesn't, you know. She wanted to spend more time together, so I bought her a fishing pole. I mean, how much better does that get?
Right there. There's a lot of us in this mid-Ohio area region. We got to set something up, all get together and fish.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what would be a great central location for everybody, but or what species of fish we want to target and how. But we'll be I'm not sure who this is because it's only saying Facebook user. How do you like your Garmin UHD? I love it. I'm having an interference problem right now with my trolling motor. It has nothing to do with the Garmin, obviously, but something's going on with my my cables on my. But the UHD, I'm running the 54 GT transducer, and I like it. I mean, it gives me pretty clear pictures. We got good separation. Today we just pretty much ran 2D because I was having the interference issue with the down and side scan. So I like it a lot. I've got my the UHD linked to I have a 93 SV Plus, and it makes things so nice. I got one transducer on the back, and I run both them units. I don't know what Chad just said. He said, except Roger. Except for Roger, I have them to him for free because he took me fishing instead of taking you. Oh, he must be talking to Justin. Man, Justin. So what kind of unit are you running on your kayak? What seems to be working for you guys?
It's a Hummingbird 698, I believe. So it's an older unit. I was running a Garmin 4. Typically, I'm just looking for something for depth and structure. That's my biggest thing. But then I came across this Hummingbird for a deal I couldn't resist, and I bought it. So it's got down imaging, side imaging, and it's so easy to work. I mean, it's the simplicity of it is really nice, it really is. And I think it's old school. You know what I mean? It's probably 5-6 year old unit.
And so 6-7 years ago, it was top of the line, bee's knees.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was a game changer back then.
Yes.
We've got a lot of different stuff now that that makes it even easier. But say goodnight to Janice for me. We'll do that. She's at work. She might still be tuning in on chat. She usually checks in on me every now and then and says, are you really still on? She'll say, I get Tim Scott in here and we'll run till midnight.
Oh, that is no doubt. I would love to see Tim in here.
I haven't seen him tonight. It's hard to tell what he's into.
Lot of knowledge. I would love to talk to Tim Scott.
He's should be coming on the show. I've got to set something up with him, but he said he would join the show for us, and so that's going to be a good one right there. I'm actually going to try to nail him down just to flatheads. We try to hit him with all these blues questions. I want a night of like flathead 101.
I would absolutely love that.
I think a lot of us would.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike Kaufman's in the house as well. He said an Ohio gathering would be awesome. Yeah, we'll have to think something up and come up with a date. I'll talk about it, be about it, make it happen. Let's see what else we got. Somebody's talking about night crawlers up there. So you I know you say you got night crawlers in the boat to catch bait with. Do you have do you use them for bait?
You know, it's funny you ask that. Even trying to catch bait, I have caught 15, 20 pound shovel head off a ball of night crawler.
15, 20 pound what?
Shovel heads off a night crawler.
That was for Betty.
What is it?
They always tease Betty because some of us say shovelhead, and here in Ohio, I've heard shovelhead and flathead my whole life. So one rolls off the tongue just as easy as the other.
Yeah, shovelhead, flatheads, hard heads. I've heard them called a lot.
That's me. I'm a hard head.
Yeah. So I have I've caught 15, 20 pound, 5 foot off the bank using night crawler trying to catch bait. It seems to when they're on, they're on. When they eat, that's what they're doing.
All right. Hey, Mark, thanks for tuning in. Go take care of what you got to take care of. Great having you. Great seeing you. Good show last night, too. Russell Marine, that was a great find. Very value added. I like it. Get you a worm shocker, says Betty Cross. I done seen you guys trying to use the worm shocker out there. Brandon standing up in the back of the truck. I don't know who built the thing, but he did not trust it. I don't blame him. Oh, man. Justin Stern turd. He says, I'm game for a Ohio meeting because that leaves them people on the wrong side of the river out. Hey, Ricky's Fishing Adventures. What's going on, man? Thanks for stopping in. Sean T. Say, only shovelhead I know is the one I used before I hired workers. So,
and it's funny.
Shovelhead is a Harley. I thought it was a panhead. Maybe it is a shovelhead too.
Yeah. There's a shovelhead and a panhead.
See, I don't know my bikes.
Shovelhead Harley. I'm still reading.
Betty can't be bought. She said, you can pay me $1,000 and I'm still not going to say the F word. It's a shovelhead.
Yeah, I think it'd be great to get all the Ohio people together.
Yeah.
If it's not even fishing, talking about fishing, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I think Tommy said something earlier. He's like, man, meet at B-Dubs or something, and man, we'd fill up that would be really loud. A bunch of us hanging out and talking about catfishing, which would be fun because if we all meet up and just get in our boats and go our separate ways and fish, I mean, we're not really kind of meeting and hanging out. We're
right.
We're saying hi, then we get in a boat, and then we come back and say bye, and then we're gone. So I think Tommy's on to something. They meet and go to dinner or, go somewhere that there's enough room for, however many people decide they want to be there, and just sit down and talk about fishing, just like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
But it's a lot easier, when you can, put a face to the name and, just talking about, how about a bank fishing meetup? Oh, everybody meet on the bank. Yeah, that's one way of doing it too.
Yeah.
Except most people are going to spread out. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
The guy down on the end's not going to walk 40 yards away from his rods to come talk to, me. You're like, I'm watching my rods, dude.
Right.
And it might be better if we don't all smell like shad and blood and guts.
Actually, I think I still smell like shad a little bit, but
I don't know if it ever comes off.
No, I don't think it does.
I find shad and fish scales in my laundry, in my dryer vent. My wife's like, this is ridiculous. In the bed sheets.
I know, don't tell my wife, but my bait freezer is above the refrigerator we use sometimes, for spare food. Yeah, I found a bunch of scales frozen there. I got to get them out. It's going to kill me. I know it's going to happen. Actually, the shad that I brought home today, when I was putting them in, I was like, oh, this isn't good.
There we go.
Catfish and dreams. I love hearing a clicker go off.
Uh-oh. Somebody's trying to pull on your love hand. I'm not sure. That don't make sense. Justin's talking about bank fishing and camping.
Yeah, that's I love it, buddy. It's in a boat, it was, I don't know. It wasn't the same. Kayaking, it's so much tranquil. It's quiet, it's nature. You don't have the noise of the motor running all the time. You just kind of float, hang out, find a spot, set up camp, and fish. I mean, it's that is something about a kayak I absolutely love.
Yeah. So after talking today, your style of fishing is pretty much like Spencer,
Yeah.
river certified. You love the kayak, you love to pull up on the bank, you love to camp overnight, eat food. Do you take a grill of any kind normally, or no?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll
my man.
It's either charcoal or Coleman cooktop. All depends on what I'm taking. Fried bologna, love it. Anything, hot dogs, even if it's on a campfire.
They taste different, don't they?
Well, like we was talking today, great point I forgot about was how I attack brush piles when I'm on a kayak. It's if anybody knows Fish Float Adventures, if you don't know him, look him up. If you're in a kayak or fishing a small river, the guy breaks it down in detail on how to attack a brush pile in a river.
What was that again? It was Fish Float Adventures?
Fish Float Adventures. His name is Denny. I don't know his last name. I forget. He fishes a lot with Spencer, about the same place. But I started looking up when I got my kayak on, how I'm going to fish it. So he breaks it down in detail on how to fish a brush pile. So you want to start upstream, anchor up, whatever you got to do, fish the front of the brush pile, let your bait soak 10, 15 minutes, get in the middle of that brush pile. And a lot of times what I like to do is, I'll have one rod off to one side, then I'll have another rod in my hand in the brush pile. And I will actually take the sinker, and if I feel a log down there, I will beat that sinker off the log. I will just sit and beat and beat and beat. I'm just trying to get the fish's attention. And a lot of times you'll be surprised. It actually works.
No kidding.
Yeah. I mean, you'll feel it, you know how you feel something hard hit.
Yeah.
And you'll feel it and just bounce that weight off of it. Works a lot, especially if you got line rattles. Usually I don't use a Demon Dragon in brush piles just because of the float, so I'll use a line rattle. Yep, Fish Float Adventure. Thank you.
Thank you, Betty. And Stan also posted it. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. And so I'll beat it with a rattle. And a lot of times I don't know if it's a reaction bite. I don't, but they will absolutely attack it. Nothing like catching a 20-pound flathead, shovelhead. What you
did? I did the same thing.
Right. With 6 foot of line out in the middle of a brush pile. The fight's on. You know what I mean? The fight is on. And
Good night, Ernie. Thanks for stopping in, buddy.
Absolutely love that fight in the middle of a brush pile. You got to have some pretty heavy leader line, and it's definitely different, but I love doing that.
So what kind of line are you using? Because you're getting right in the brush, so you're looking for something abrasion resistant, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, honestly, what I'm using is, for my leader line is an Eagle Claw 80 pound from Walmart. It is the thickest, heaviest line that I could find. And then main line, I use slime line, 30, 40 pound, either or. I just switched to 30 pound just because I like the diameter of it. It seems to cast a little easier on a 6-foot rod.
Yeah, I knew that we talked about today. I thought it was pretty neat. So I wanted to share it with some folks that might be interested.
Oh, absolutely. It's it's a different style of fishing, and it's a great time. It really is.
Sounds like we've already got a menu working together for the get together. We're having fried bologna, ski, and tater chips.
I'm good with that.
Heck yeah. Justin already volunteered me to cook.
Well, as long as it's not me, I'm good.
Yeah. No, we'll try to plan something out. Now, I'll maybe put like a little group chat or something together and get the ball rolling, and then see if we can't get something lined out here soon. As many as the days go by. Oh, Matt knows I like my cheddar betters. I think we ate them on the grill the day he came with us.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good chance that's what we had, because I eat them a lot. They're so good and they're easy to make. And nothing wrong with a hot dog, but those are better.
I want to see somebody eat a fresh shad.
What?
Yeah, fish in the Mid-South. Talking about eating a fresh shad. Man, I don't think I could do it.
He said, I won't eat a fresh shad.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, you could talk about fried bologna, but you won't eat a fresh shad. At least we know what the shad is made of. Yeah, that's true. I don't even want to know. I'll turn my head. I don't even want to know what's in there. Can anyone recommend a good dealership or site for boat motors? Man, that's a tough one. I don't really know. I've looked, but I can't afford them anyway. So Facebook Marketplace is where I look the most. I have been told to check out some auction sites or like repos and things like that. Also, insurance companies that have totaled out boats and whatnot. They have the leftover parts and whatnot to deal with. It's something to look into. I haven't looked into it, to be honest with you, because I don't have the money to buy one anyway. But that might be a couple avenues worth checking into. And if they work, let me know, because if I'm able to get another motor, I'd like to. This motor of mine, I think once I get the electrical stuff worked out now, I should be in good shape for a while, but I can find now. I'm not very good at outboard motors. I'm finding out the hard way. I'm trying to do it myself because I'm cheap. I don't want to take it to a mechanic, but it's costing me time on the water. So at this point, it's like, well, might just have to do it. Might have to break down and pay somebody anyway. John Boy's in the house. What's going on? I see. It says Eric has a big house. We can meet there, says Chris.
Hey,
you know this guy? Eric's on the beach.
I am on the beach, buddy. And yeah, hey, I got a big enough house. We all can come here. I'm good with that.
There you go. And pics of catfish and ribeyes from the boat. What could be better?
Right.
Who's fixing ribeyes?
Me. Oh, I see. Chris Meningham. So that is one of my kayak catfishing buddies right there.
Oh, okay.
Me and him, we 9 times out of 10, if I'm out in the kayak, he's by my side. And he knows his stuff as well. He does really well. He gets lucky. If he just start listening to me, he'd catch more fish, but
so here's a resource here, and a good one that kind of ties into what I was saying. Watch recreational salvage out of, I'm guessing, Minnesota. They auction wrecked insurance buys. I'm not sure if that was Minnesota or MN, what that meant, or I just didn't catch it. But wrecked insurance buys, I think, would be a great way to start. Yeah. I know a lot of times, people total out boats and for whatever reason, and a lot of people are able to buy them back for pretty cheap. Thanks, Roger. I have a 200 Mercury outboard that has 2 weak cylinders. Do you think it can be fixed? Yeah, it's tough.
What you call weak? I mean,
yeah, you're losing compression, so maybe rings would get you by. I can't even figure out my boat, so I don't want to give you any advice because I wouldn't know, buddy. I don't want to pretend or lie to you. No, I can't even figure out my boat.
You'll get it.
But I got my boat. It had a motor with a dead cylinder in it, and I got rid of it and picked up this motor. Okay, it was Minnesota. Thank you, Lee. There you go. It can be fixed. New pistons, rings, boring out the center cylinder, and etc. So, anything can be fixed. It's just what you're willing to pay for it. A 200 horse Mercury, it would seem to me would be worth fixing. But yeah, Thomas, electrical issues are a pain. I don't know what's going on with it. I've tried all kinds of stuff, just left scratching my head. I can't figure it out just yet. I'm hoping it's just something silly. But check out the boat guy out of Florida on YouTube. He is an awesome boat motor guy. Okay, I'm not sure who it is, but I'll have to check it out.
Where is
What's that, buddy?
Where is Stonefly from? I see him in chat all the time, and I think he's from Ohio, isn't he?
Yeah, I believe so. I know he fishes the waters and stuff down here, but
Does he?
I thought he was close to the river. Stonefly, where exactly are you from? Boat Guy channel is BA.
Huh. Might check that out, Roger. Baltimore. Okay. Yeah, you're not too far from me.
Yeah.
I thought he was down closer to the Ohio, honestly.
Yeah, I did too. He just likes to fish.
Yeah, hey.
He always seems to be up on the current conditions. You know what I mean? So I just assumed he was near the river.
Yeah, I did too.
So rebuild it, motor. It will be cheaper. Could be. I tell you, for as cheap as what you can buy bass boats, in my honest opinion, and this is what I did with my boat. I bought a bass boat for cheap. It's a long story, but I bought a bass boat for cheap, took the motor off, put the other motor on, and sold the bass boat with a bad motor, and got some of my money back. Actually, I got all my money back. I made money on my motor. It's a long story, but that's exactly what really happened. But now it's biting me in the butt because It's cost me even more. It's cost me a lot more money. Fishaholics Anonymous.
Yes.
Tommy's a fishaholic, man. He likes to fish. That dude likes to ice fish, river fish, lake fish. He's up at Sandusky Bay. I gotta get on that trip.
Oh,
I'm definitely going up to the bay this year.
Missing out.
I'm going to do it. The wife's been wanting to go real bad. She's been bugging me for a 2-day trip somewhere. She's like, "Where's somewhere we can drive to in like 3 or 4 hours? Check in or whatever, stay a night, fish. Maybe stay 2 nights and fish and come home."
That's it.
I said at the bay.
Yeah.
So I think once things warm up a little bit, and then fish get. I'm not sure when is good. Actually, Tommy would probably be able to help me out there. When's the best time to start getting on some good fish? I don't want to get it like when it's prime time and you got to fight 1,000 people up for spots, but when it's getting good, we can have some fun. Muskie, bass, crappie, catfish. He's not picky.
Yeah, I don't blame you. All right, I have to go get a phone charger because evidently I misinterpreted my phone battery level.
That's okay. You got time? You want us to continue hang out, or you want to go ahead and wrap it up?
Oh, but I'm game. I can hang out all night.
I don't know if I can hang out all night. We got to get up early to go fishing.
Oh, I hear you. So yeah, I'm good. If you're good.
Well, Skip was on the boat all day, but now he's got questions.
Right.
He said, "What is Eric's most memorable moment in fishing?"
Oh, I would say, and actually it wasn't even fishing. It was me, my dad, and 3 uncles floated from Circleville to Portsmouth in a boat. We did do some fishing, don't get me wrong, but just spending time with my family on that body of water and just, it's a memory that you can never replace. I would say that is, we did fish. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't more of a fishing trip. It was more of a, hanging out, just being with family. That was a great time.
That's a blessing. A lot of us don't get to spend much time enjoying the outdoors and enjoying things we love with the family. Like my dad and brother and sister, like none of them are into this at all. Mom, nobody. They're like, "Yeah, you just fish a lot. You're weird."
Right.
So I could understand. If I had an opportunity. Some of my greatest memories is fishing with my dad, and I was just a little guy.
Yeah.
And we didn't have much. He had a big old fiberglass boat,
right,
with a trolling motor, and we go out to Ross Lake, and
yeah, I've been there.
It's an electric only lake, and I remember I caught my first big bass. I was throwing a frog up towards the bank, and I got it stuck on a limb. And I was shaking and pulling, trying to get it out. And that limb was just smacking the water. And when it finally popped out and hit the water, there was a big bass. It was like 5+ pound bass. Smashed that frog. And we was like, yay! We got it in the boat. We tied it up on a stringer. We was going to eat it. Well, we got clear down by the dam, and we was trying to troll back, and the wind picked up. And his trolling motor battery died. So we got out the paddles. Well, me paddling probably wasn't worth a hoot. Your phone's dying, ain't it? Is your phone dying?
Yeah. I'm at 2.
2?
Yeah.
Sounds like you're peeing.
No, not yet. I'm trying to find a charger. Where in the
Well, go ahead and grab your charger. We'll continue on for a few. I won't keep you very long.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
All right, we'll keep talking. I'll finish my story. So the boat ends up taking off drifting down the lake, and we end up smashed up against. Yeah, we end up smashed up against the bank down there trying to push off, and we're both paddling for all we're worth. And we finally get going. We finally start getting some momentum, and I pull in the stringer, and we had smashed my bass, deader than a doornail. And I was pretty devastated. Dad was just angry because the boat battery died, and I wasn't strong. I wasn't paddling as fast as him. I didn't fish very many times with my dad, but I remember every one of them. 2% means dead. Get the charger. We are here. I'm staying. Staying's always in for the long haul. Yeah, dinner. I don't remember if we, that part of it didn't stick in the memory. I don't remember if we kept it anyway. I just remember I was probably crying. I killed my fish. I probably wanted it mounted or something. It was huge, for, I don't know how old I was, 8 or 9 years old. Never fished with my father, especially not catfishing. Yep. Yeah, I agree. I think I've told Stan that myself. I love watching father and son fishing videos. Those Stan and Stan 3 out there, spending time on the water, spend time on the bank, catching fish, talking. Their relationships getting stronger and stronger all the time. And I think that's one of the keys to success on Hagen Grubbs' videos and story. Him and Landon. I mean, it's about as pure as you can get. Father and son out spending time on the river, catching fish, having a good time. Hagen's teaching his son about the river and catching fish. Hagen's teaching us about the river and catching fish. And for me, that's that bonding experience. I think that I wish I had with my dad that makes his show so appealing, at least to me. Maybe others feel that way and maybe they don't. But for me, that's one of the reasons his show has always been very appealing to me. And, man, he is blown up in a year. Blown up. And he deserves every bit of it. He works hard. He fishes a lot. He deserves every bit of it.
Channel. He is he's very informative. He knows his stuff.
Yep. Right there. I taught my dad how to fish. Stan says, thank you. Those Stans are good dudes. Happy to spend time with them every now and then. Yeah, that's the thing. That's kind of led to that conversation about having a little get together for all of us locals is, spend time with people when you can. You never, tomorrow's never promised and there's no guarantees. Try to live without regret. We actually talked about that a little bit today too. Man, we covered a lot of stuff today and the time we spent together, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
We talked a lot. If you guys ain't figured out yet that I talk a lot.
And it was a great time. I really enjoyed every minute of it.
I did too. We're definitely doing that again.
It's like we fished together for years, honestly. I mean, picking on each other, we just, we meshed well, we really did.
There wasn't no awkward silences. It was a good going time the whole time. Yeah, Justin says he's got 2 sons and a daughter, and Gabby, which is his daughter, is the fishing freak.
Yeah.
And he's right. She loves to fish. Now he's got her, I don't know if it's kind of minor labor laws or what. He's got his daughter hand-tied jigs and stuff for him now. I'm not sure how that works, but
yeah,
I actually want to get some of them, get him to tie me some as well, because he's been sending me pictures of his hand-tied jigs, man. They look really good.
Yeah, I wish I could have got my dad to understand catfishing dreams. He fished with me, but not like I fish. It wasn't the same.
Yeah. Right there. I agree with that. Sharing a hobby or trait with the children, parents, something that needs to be. So I've got two biological daughters. I've got a stepdaughter, and then I've got two little girls I raised for like 9 years. Me and her mom split up, and she got evil about it, and they weren't legally my kids, so I haven't seen them in a while. Well, anyway, all my girls.
That's a heartbreaker, honestly, Roger.
Huh?
I said that's a heartbreaker. Spending that much
Yeah,
time.
I won't go into it because I get pretty tore up about it. But anyway, all my girls have been taught how to fish. They know the outdoors. They can. Most of them can handle a firearm safely, and they all have that opportunity. That if they choose to, enjoy the outdoors, they've got enough basics in them. They can go out and have a good time, they can go out and have a good time, and if they choose to, I feel it's important to at least teach them, give them the knowledge. Whether they choose to go down that path, it's up to them. If you try to push them, 9 times out of 10, it'll be an unenjoyable experience for them, and they won't end up taking to the sport anyway.
That's the thing. I got boys, and my middle one is the fishing fanatic. I don't know about the youngest yet, but my middle boy, that's what he wants to do. Any chance we get, it's Dad, when we going fishing.
Yeah, that was me when I was little.
They're only young so long. It don't take long, blink of an eye, and they're grown up.
Yeah, my dad couldn't even tell me we was going fishing the next day because I would not sleep.
Right.
So, but you'll have that. You'll have that. He would wake me up bright and early the next day and say, "All right, we're going fishing. Let's go." Fishing has always been my drug. That's right, Tommy. The tug is my drug. I didn't create that. That's been written, but I said it the other day, and somebody got kicked out of it. I think it was Laura the Explorer. But remember, hit that thumbs up, y'all. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. I actually just looked at my other screen. It's got it's got all my information up on it, and I don't remember how many thumbs up it says, but somebody unsubscribed right in the middle of the show. I had 808, now I got 807.
Awesome.
Well,
unsubscribed.
Yeah, they's like, no, like maybe they want me to relive 808 over again. So they's like, no, I'll take it away, and then you can have 808 again. That means you're doing something right if you got haters.
Right, absolutely.
That's what everybody keeps saying. I don't like it. I don't like getting thumbs down and people leaving.
Right.
I like to try to keep everybody entertained and information. That's my big thing on my channel anyway. I love to share information that either makes fishing a little bit more enjoyable, teaching tricks or techniques that stuff I've learned along the way.
Absolutely.
Or bringing guys like you on the show that have experience doing stuff I don't have experience doing. So bank fishing and kayak fishing, when guys come in and ask questions about that stuff, I can't answer honestly because I don't have any experience. And so that's one thing I do not like to blow smoke and lead people wrong or act like I know everything, because I definitely don't know everything.
No, Mike, I've never fished Lake Rupert. I've heard good things about it, but I've never fished it.
Yeah, I've heard some good stuff about Lake Rupert. I think it's mostly known for crappie.
Yeah.
But yeah, a little. I'd say there's probably some catfish in there.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I know, Dan. that flathead was a monster, and I got a phone call the next morning from Dan. After that night, I caught that big flathead.
Let's see. He said there's good channels in Rupert. His best out of Rupert's 13 pounds. So that's my personal best channel cat. It came out of Rocky Fork. It was 13 pounds. All I know is my side of the muskrat misses me.
Still haunts my dreams. Yeah, whatever, Dan.
They got blues in there. If you're talking about Rupert, I'm going to say no. I don't know that to be true, but I'm assuming no.
And see, well, like we was talking today, I don't know if a bunch of these Ohio guys are still in here, but
some
have been blues caught in the Scioto. Few and far between, but they have been catching them.
I've not seen Cat Buster in any chat in a while. I think that he has got banned by moderators in every chat at one point or another.
Huh.
I imagine I know he's banned on this channel again because the person who did it actually called me the next day and explained why they did it. So, whether, well, we don't have room for drama. You know what I mean? There's enough of that going around everywhere else. We don't need it here. If that individual, and I don't know who it is, maybe you do, but I don't. If that person's got problems with people, then I would say talk to that person or people. My opinion. When I got something on my mind, I go right to the person. I don't mess around. There's actually a couple people in chat who know that firsthand that that I had questions about some situations, and I don't do the he said, she said stuff. I go straight to the source and straighten it out, put it under the bridge, and move on. I don't believe in all that hype.
Yeah, it could be stonefly. I see a lot of. I think we're going to have a lot more blues in Ohio before you know it. I don't know how good they would do in Buckeye Lake. That's pretty shallow.
Yeah, you're talking about blues up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they would do well there. In my opinion.
Have you
I don't know that lake. I've actually never been on Buckeye Lake.
Yeah, it's pretty shallow.
I think I fished it once from the bank a long time ago. But from what I know, Buckeye Lake is pretty shallow lake all the way around. Yeah, Justin says Buckeye is shallow. Caesars Creek, they are thriving. I can't believe there's not already big blues in Caesars Creek. That is a big lake. It is a very deep lake. I don't understand why blues haven't been in there for years. I got a couple of buddies that tell me that they've caught 70, 80, 90 pound blues out of that lake, but I ain't seen nothing to that, to make any of that true.
Well, I hear a big thing is the pleasure boaters. Just trying to get out there to fish it is a problem.
Is your phone still charging?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
It's very staticky. Usually when your phone's about to die, it gets like that.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. It's just been real staticky, like your phone was about to die.
Yeah, buddy, it's about to die on me.
Okay.
I tried. It didn't work.
I thought that's what it is. My phone does the same thing. When I hear people start saying my sound's going bad, I check my battery and it's about to die.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it until you just said something, but you're starting to be real staticky too.
Well, hey, let's just I'll just let you go. That way we can say goodbye before you get cut off. And
Absolutely.
Kayak Mike just popped in here.
Oh.
But
oh yeah. Yeah, we got a catfish tournament coming up this weekend.
Oh, really? You say Cowan Lake?
Yep. I know. It's hard. I can barely hear you too, but hey, I appreciate if you guys can still hear me, appreciate everybody coming in. It's been a blast. Roger, thank you very much. Appreciate the time for today. Skip, great time. I know I'm pretty sure you're still in here. I know better than you going to sleep already.
He was yawning an awful lot.
Yeah, he was yawning a lot. You are correct.
He's still here. He's hanging out with us.
Yeah, there's cat yackers. Sweet. All right, guys. Hey, really appreciate it. I think it's about to go. You're starting to it's starting to look bad, but guys, appreciate it.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it.
Yep. See ya.
See you, brother. All right, guys. So I'll probably keep this going for a few more minutes, but I am pooped. I stayed up and watched Catfish and Crappie last night. Watched that show until about 10 o'clock and got to bed about 10:30, 11 o'clock. And I got up at 3 this morning to go fishing. So I'm dragging. So Two Stands Fishing posted a link to Eric's Facebook page. If anybody would like to stay in contact with Eric, send him a friend's request over there. He's got a lot of knowledge. I know not all the normals were in chat tonight because of all the other streams going on, and that's A-okay. Yeah, I'm pooped. But he's got a lot of knowledge, information, so don't hesitate to reach out to him and get if you got questions. He's been bank fishing and kayak fishing. Well, new to kayaking, but he seems to have it down, and bank fishing most of his life. So he's got a lot of knowledge. Am I calling you abnormal? Not sure. I don't think I did, but I might have. So, guys, I'm going to wrap this thing up and shut her down and get a couple things done here at the house before Mama comes home and get me some shut-eye. So, don't forget, next week we've got Carl Morris Jr., and the week after that we've got Bink and Janet Fox. So, some good shows coming up. Do not miss them. And we'll see you guys here next week. Same cat time, same cat channel. See you. Did it shut off? It's still on.